Howdy everybody, it is I, your Redstone Wizard, and I am here today because we are finally going to get started on the project that I have been dying to get into for quite some time now, and that is this monstrosity of a dirt line you see around me here. We are going to start in on the Garden of Life today, and that Garden of Life is going to be a spectacular, beautiful thing when I get it all done. Of course, we got some work to do to get there, but for now, I am going to go ahead and start placing in some dirt. So we are going to go ahead and enjoy a little bit of a time lapse now. I encourage you to look at the space that we're starting with here. This is a pretty gigantic space here, and thank gosh for time lapses, because without the time lapse, to fill in all of this would really just, it would take forever. So let's see how long it did take.
Alrighty, so here we are just gonna start out. Now today in the time lapse I want to talk with you guys about the actual lore behind this. Now I do base this off of the Terry Goodkind Sword of Truth series. They talk about a palace in a land called Dahara. Those of you who are on my server would recognize that from the Discord name. If you guys haven't read the book series, it's a pretty fantastic book series, one of my favorites. And within it, there are a whole bunch of things that they talk about. But the Garden of Life is a pretty big one within the whole story arc. So, it's definitely something that I am excited that I'm building this because it's a very big favorite of mine. But it's it's one of those things that the scale of the project did not really sink in until I really started diving in. I have been at this for quite some time now, and just this time lapse alone had to stretch over at least 2.5 days of laying out dirt and things of that nature, because I do have life that I have to attend from time to time. But I did get quite a lot done, as you see here. It's just a significant amount of dirt down at the moment. Now, inside the lore itself, this is supposed to be the basic chamber where the House of Rahl can come forth and cast spells, specifically to open up the boxes of Orden, and the gateway to the underworld. There's a whole bunch of things involved with it that are really nifty, but we're going ahead and we're going to go have this whole thing pretty well designed out in the next few days. I'm going to be doing the next episode surrounding the actual beautifying of the Garden of Life, and what we're going to be doing within it. But there's definitely going to be some pretty nifty features I hope that I can get in here. And overall, looking back on what I got finished, it's reasonable. It's not 100% what I wanted to start with, but it ended up being pretty good. Now, in order to be able to get the materials for this, I am in a full survival server, and I don't do any of the duplications or any of the other stuff like that. I do the legitimate survival. If any of you are on the server, you can get any of the achievements that you want here. But it does allow me to be able to, go out pretty far, as you'll see in just a minute, to collect some dirt. And it's pretty interesting, because I like the challenge of survival. And overall, I do want more people to play with, because it's always fun. I have invited quite a few people, including the house you saw back there. That was one of the people that I have invited, but they just didn't show up, which is, they come in for a few days, and then, either they find another server or something like that, which is fine and dandy. But I do want to have active players on here as much as I can because, it's nice to have people to play with. I understand I'm not the most active, and we did have a couple of people pop on for 5 minutes each to come and play a little bit, but then they just disappear. And as you'll see in just a moment here, one of them actually dies. So, rip pencil. I'm sorry. Um, but it's one of those things that I do wish more active players would uh, be interested in joining. But I do also have standards. Like, you got to be able to talk to me on Discord in order to be able to join. I have to actually present you with the rules and have you agree to the rules. There's the creeper hole. But we do go ahead and invite people typically every Wednesday. So if you are interested, I'd encourage you to join the Discord as soon as you can. And then on Wednesdays, I do a Join the Realm video, and I can get you in on that if you want. So I definitely encourage check out the description. There's going to be a Discord. Now I am going to throw a poll up here on what you guys may like to see coming in the future. So go ahead and nam on that poll to let me know what you guys may want to see. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. And have a great one, guys.
Alrighty, guys. So, here we have it. You can kind of see it from up here. We've got a lot of grass that still needs growing out, but we have the pretty good foundation for our garden of life set up here. So we do, of course, this is not the end. Number one, we're waiting for a significant amount of grass to spread. You can see through the building process we have had quite a bit of it go, but we're going to need more and more. As you can plainly see here, it does slope up, and it does slope up quite a bit. It's definitely a little bit of a steeper than I initially anticipated. I think I maybe ought to have gone, a little bit more tapered up. But what we ended up with here, kind of did work out well, because I didn't want to have a big circle at the top here. Of course, we are supposed to have, if you know the lore, a white circle of sorcerer's sand in which they drew intricate designs on. And of course, when you're reading the books, you definitely see it being a reasonably large circle, but at the same time, it can't be too huge. You got to be able to kind of do stuff in it. So I feel like this is a pretty good size. Now I'm gonna maybe do a little bit more decorating around the outside edge of it, but one of the big things I'm waiting for before I do much more decorating around here is some of this grass to spread out. I did end up using nearly four full shulker boxes full of dirt to do this. So yeah, I am going to go AFK overnight and see if I can get some of this grass to spread. I do have it in peaceful, because as you see during the time-lapse there, I ended up having a gigantic hole blown in the side of this by a creeper. So, while I'm doing this project and have all this stuff not lit up, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is in peaceful for all you guys who happen to play on my realm. There was an incident earlier. One of my members seems to have died when they AFK'd. Pencil, I'm sorry if you lost anything in particular. Let me know. I can try to help you recover. But I did kick you from the game as quick as I saw it, so that as quick as I recognized you weren't answering. So hopefully, if you're there, you can log back in and get your stuff, because your chunks have been unloaded for long enough. But I am going to go AFK overnight here, so I can kind of get this up and running and get the grass all spread around. Hopefully
That'll do the trick, and I'll be back with you guys in the morning.
Alrighty guys, so I'm back with you, and as you can see, I was on the server for quite a while last night, allowing a good amount of this grass to spread its course. Of course, there is still some spots that have like no grass in them and need more of that lovely grass to spread. But we've clearly, from last cut to this cut, made a significant amount of additional progress. So we're looking good, guys. We're looking good. Now, of course, I am going to go ahead and cut it here because I don't want too long of an episode. Guys, if you guys want to like my video, I definitely appreciate it. It really does help out us starter YouTubers to get those likes. So, you know, like baiting of doom. But if you would, please smash that like button. Give me a subscribe if you're new around here, because I always like to see people coming back. And, you know, definitely comment down below anything you thought maybe, if you got an idea for some of the decoration within the area or anything of that nature. But we definitely appreciate you guys being a part of the video, and I hope you guys come back again next